How about
say about that.
can you grab that personal?
Well, everybody, welcome to April Fool's Day Planning Board meeting. Hopefully there's no fools here. And that being said, the exits are out the door, down the hall to the right, out the door, and down the hall to the left. If you have any electronic devices that might interrupt the business here tonight, please shut them off now, so everybody has an equal amount of ability to express their concerns. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. And, I guess with it, roll call.
Sharon Steigerwald. Here. Steve Law. Here. Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Schleider.
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Ed Nelson.
Yes.
Steve Hickman.
Yes.
Okay, everybody should have a chance to look at the March 4th meeting minutes. And if so, has there been any changes, corrections, or what have you? I can't go ahead, I wasn't here.
For the record, that I chaired the meeting. Instead of saying Chris was chairing the meeting, just for the record, we need to do that.
Anything else? I'll make a motion for approval.
Say.
Sharon Steigerwald.
Yes.
Steve Law.
Yeah.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Schleider.
Abstain.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
And Ed Nelson.
Yes.
Steve Hickman.
Yes.
First item on tonight's agenda is a public hearing for a special use permit for McKenna L. Smith at 240 Morton Road. Once again, I wasn't here last month, but we have some information in front of us, and if so, somebody representing 240 Morton Road, would you please take your place behind the podium and give your presentation to the public. I hereby open.
I'm looking to start a dog delivery business in one half of my garage.
Does anybody from the public have any questions, concerns, or anything they may want to ask the applicant? If so, I'll close the public part of the public hearing. Just for friends, thank you very much. Cheryl, proof of publication for this, I just want to read it for the record.
Okay. Public hearing, special use permit for McKenna L. Smith, 240 Morton Road. Application of McKenna L. Smith, owner, Layden J. Moyer, seeking a special use permit to operate a dog grooming salon to be located at 240 Morton Road. This is in the RL zoning district, tax account number 011.02-1-21. The next public hearing is for a single lot subdivision for JVP Lands LLC, 1665 Redmond Road. Application of JVP Lands LLC, owners JVP Lands LLC, seeking a single lot subdivision for property located at 1665 Redmond Road. They are proposing to subdivide 5 acres with the house from the property. The rest of the land will be farmed. Tax account number 020.01-1-4.2. This is in the RVL zoning district and in the Ag district. All interested parties will be given the opportunity to be heard at this time.
Okay, very good. We got that out of the way. As far as 240 Martin Road, JP, any concerns?
No, last month, we discussed the number of cars that would be there, and the indication was four dogs per day. It's plumbed to their septic system, so there's no concerns with waste discharges, and it's not a huge water demand. So I had no engineering concerns last month. I would have none now.
Keith?
I have no concerns for either application.
I have no concerns about the information that's been provided.
Janine with the conservation board, do you have any
No,
concerns on
no
this?
issues.
Okay, very good. Sharon?
No concerns.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you, is everything that they spoke at the last meeting is gonna be brought up, and if it has to be part of the motion, you were there, I wasn't. Everything that JP talked about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was covered. Okay.
No concern.
Okay. With that, I declare the public hearing closed. And the motion would like to be presented.
We're gonna make a motion to consider the application of McKenna 2240 Morton Road for special use permit, be a type 2 action under C.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Rich Slider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Ed Nelson.
Yes.
Steve Hitton.
Make a motion to approve the special use permit. McKenna L. Smith, owner of Braden Day Motor seeking special use permit to operate a dog grooming salon to be located 240 Morton Road. This is an RL zoning district, tax count number 011.02-1-21.
Second.
Roll call,
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Rich Slider,
please. Yes.
James Nesbitt. Ed Nelson. Steve Hitton.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, second public hearing is JDP Lands LLC, 1665 Redmond Road. Somebody here representing those folks? Nobody's here? Public hearing.
Well, I can pitch in for him, because I'm pretty sure I know what's going on with that piece of property that's already been involved. I was here at the last meeting anyway, so. The map prepared by Nick Montanaro, GDP Land bought, Old Buick, I shouldn't say Old Buick farm, but it's a Buick farm on the west side of Redmond Road. It's a newly built house, probably 14, 15 years old, maybe a little bit older than that. They're subdividing the house and the pond off the rest of their farmland. And the intent is, just like Cheryl said in the public hearing, that they're gonna keep farming the rest, the remaining land, sell the house.
Okay. JP?
No, we had no engineering concerns. The only thing I brought up last month was, detailing that where the septic was, so that creation of this break off was not gonna create
Issue with the septic system.
impact the septic location or create any sort of setback issue. So they're both large lots. The new lot A is 5 acres and the remaining is 34. So I have no engineering.
Keith?
No legal concerns, it is unlisted under secret, that's all.
No concerns.
No concerns.
No concern.
Question, I have a question. Sure. The location of the septic, is that gonna come into place sometime in the length of this lot, or
No, because he was here last month with the plan of the proposed area of the septic system. And I think he pointed it out to you at that meeting, Chief.
You did. If it's where indicated, it should be fine, but
Right.
it was,
no? The only thing I'd request.
I don't know if there's been a new map provided, it was just indicated that,
Only, we can definitely pass it on and show it on the map.
yeah.
The proviso and when we take a motion, this probably need to have updated maps as requested. Yeah, be the same, Jim. No problem. Steve? You were here all along.
Yeah.
Well, bear in mind that we had everything we've discussed. Once again, any motion or finding that we may have the concern of the location of the septic for this lot. So secret determination, do whatever wants to make it a, we want to close the public hearing, please.
I'll make a motion for a secret determination as a type 2 action.
Correct. 1665 Redmond Road.
Second.
Unlisted. Okay.
Unlisted.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Bruce Schleifer,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for approval. Dave Peeler's land on 1665 Redmond Road. Not yet. We don't have, we will have a,
For Mylars, we're
before the Mylars.
should have that shown, and then we'll, that can be filed with the
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Bruce Schleifer,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Thanks. Okay,
Thanks, Bruce.
thanks for stepping up to the plate, Rich.
That's what I do.
Anyways, next item on the agenda is for Scott and Christine Stevenson, 5852 West Tacoma Beach Road, Conservation Corridor Development. Briefly as possible, you just might want to reinvent the wheel and let everybody find it.
So we purchased the property on West Potomac Road, and we would like to add a 10 by 12 foot shed to the back property. We met last month to ensure we had the proper variances to be 6 foot from the lot line and 6 foot from both lot lines in that corner. Well, actually 5 foot, I'm sorry. And there's a right of way there, so it would be 5 feet from the right of way and 5 feet from the parking pavement that is borders our lot line. And then we're also looking to install picket vinyl fencing on the east side of the home, going towards the lake to the break wall. And then enclosing, there's an open area of the break wall that has steps that go down. It's really just a deep rocky area now, but to enclose that, and then to enclose the west corner area of that cement patio, just so we have a completely enclosed area from the back patio to the side of the yard, to keep our little dogs on the property and not running amok in the neighborhood. It'll be 4 foot like picket fence, not cause any obstruction or, blocking view or anything like that.
Okay, on the agenda item, the description, we would include, I'm not seeing it anyways, shed.
Right.
But everything else is, everything else,
It's because the shed is not in the conservation corridor environment.
so don't need any sideline setback and all that.
They got all their variances that were required, and were very cooperative. And the size, the height of the 4 foot fence was already approved. The new ones already approved.
appears to be consistent with the LWRP, so, I don't have any issues.
JP.
No engineering concerns, I would just make sure the map in front of me is very, tight scale and as long as Cheryl can issue a building permit, should be suffice if there's no encroachments. And meeting the codes for fencing, I wouldn't have any issue.
No legal concerns, it is a type 2 action under secret.
Sure.
No concerns, because I've been with them since this process began, and they have cooperated, provided all the information on time, and they are consistent with what they're asking for.
Sure.
Concerns, I just lost what they said. Okay.
No concern.
Just for the record, like as part of this application, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation sent an email letter to Christine Stevenson with a letter of no permit jurisdiction. So it's all in these cases, they notify us, so just let it be part of the record. Thank you for doing your due diligence.
Sure.
Jim.
For the record, the lake elevation today is 245 by 240. Yeah, no concerns.
Okay, secret motion.
Make a motion for the,
Okay, hang in there.
I'll make a motion for the application of Scott and Christine Stevenson to be a type 2 under secret.
Second.
Roll votes, please.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Rich Snyder,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the Conservation Corps Development Permit for Scott and Christine Stevenson, 5852 West Homa Beach Road. Text count number 008.15-1-22. We received the Conservation Corps Development Permit application, instrument survey, photo of property, and DEC letter of no jurisdiction.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Rich Snyder,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen,
You're welcome.
ladies.
Thank you.
And thank you, Cheryl, for all your help.
Thanks,
You've been amazing.
I'll be in touch this week.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is Mr. Thomas Barbera. 236 Lake Road, Eastport. May 17, 2020, it's, you got the report.
Just here to apply for a special use permit to continue operating the marina that I've been operating for the last 14 years. Pretty much what I'm doing.
Okay. Janine,
I don't have any issues.
it's compatible use within the LWRP.
I'm seeing on one of the sketches that a new building is proposed.
Yep. I
So-
came in first for a variance, and then we figured out that I didn't have a special use permit.
Okay,
When I bought the place in 2010, my lawyer obviously didn't look, or it wasn't noticed. And then I applied for a sign in 2010, and I got a permit for the sign for the marina, and did that, and it was still never noticed that there was no special use permit, so I just continued on.
sure. Yeah. So, only thing that jumps out at me is with a new building, we need a site plan to show where the building's going.
Yep.
We spoke that, I visited that on the planning board meeting, or the variance meeting, that I would have to stake it out for them. They'll come down and look where it's gonna go, I'll mark it with tape or stakes and spray paint.
It's gonna go in front
It's gonna go
of
up in front of the house,
the roadside of the,
roadside of the well,
of the dwelling, which is not.
which is not used as a dwelling, it's just a shed at this
Yes.
point.
So it's gonna be where that, one is closest to the road, is gonna be in between the existing building and the, with all the setbacks.
He's gonna
Discuss,
discuss it.
we're gonna discuss.
So, clearly I wouldn't have any concerns with continuing use as is, but if there's a new slight changes, then it's a new site plan.
Yeah, there's no new launch ramp going in, or no new docking systems.
Right, so there'd be.
Everything's the same.
Another application for a new building. Okay.
Keith,
I would think if they're building a new building, there should be site plan.
well, right now we're dealing with the existence of the marina. And when I look at zoning, when I look at the zoning, okay, and granted, I've known Tom for a long time. I believe it's in RCW area. Residential, commercial, recreation, commercial. It's a pigeonhole zoning that's on that side of Sandy Creek. So I guess whatever we do, we need to look at that part of the code and understand that this is a pre-existing non-conforming use. Okay, according to what records we have in the town. All right. So the applicant's trying to make it whole. Okay. I believe the site plan showing side setback and all that other stuff, okay, front setback and where it's gonna be, if it's within 150-foot buffer and stuff, there's gonna need to be some kind of picture, okay, be it in a site plan or an instrument service that shows that it's gonna be in accordance with the setbacks, it could mean heights of things, all that other stuff is gonna have to happen once he decides on what his dimensions and stuff like that is. This time we're dealing with the fact that does it or does it not need a special use permit? Okay, based on the zoning, where it is. It's just a question of.
I thought that decision had already been made by the code enforcement officer.
By the what?
Code enforcement officer.
I'm not saying that it is that, I'm just saying that we're sitting here in a meeting, okay? And if the zoning code does that call, does that make that call for something that's been here since back when it was modified prior to 77, right? I mean, it's always been right as long as I've been in this town. So,
I don't have a copy of his application, but there was a special use permit issued back in the day, and then they never, who owned it before you,
Then the
a couple people before you.
John Roberts and.
Yeah, they were issued a special use permit, but then never, came back for inspections. So I don't know what the code was back in the day, if they just issued a special use permit and that was it, and they didn't have to come back for inspections. We've been trying to look at that, of all kinds of records.
I,
the past 2
we
weeks.
had this discussion earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but I just wanted to put it at the forefront. Okay. Is it pre-existing, non-conforming, conforming use, or is it a pre-existing conforming use based by the code? Okay, in that case, does it need any additional action at this time? Or, to make it whole, give them the special use permit along with the sign, and life goes on when he decides to build. Anybody, do we have the ICW code, it's real small.
In order to determine whether the use pre-existed, that's something this board doesn't determine, that's something the code enforcement officer determines. And they would normally determine it outside of these proceedings. The burden is on the property owner to prove conformance. It's primarily their research that comes into play and their documentation, if any. And to the extent that they have something, they should present it to the building inspector. She has already determined that a special use permit is required. And the code requires a site plan when you require a special use permit. And I cited the sections of the code in my memo to you. So unless he or his attorney is going to argue otherwise, I think they need a special use permit. I know they do because the building inspector has said so. If they disagree with the building inspector, then their avenue of relief is to file a code interpretation appeal in front of the zoning board of appeals, not before the planning board. And if they do require a special use permit, then there's the question of the site plan.
The applicant knows this?
You know?
Huh?
I do know.
Well, I just wanted to get that out there. All right. You're gonna find more and more, we did something very similar with the other marina, and they came up with a site plan. I think it's fair, okay? And, I just wanna make sure that there isn't gonna be any other zoning issues for them in the process when he goes to the building or whatever. So dimensions of what you wanna build and everything else like that.
I think I'll cross one bridge at a time. though.
Okay, right, no, that's fine. Okay, so, he's concurrent with the LWRP as far as we try to encourage business growth in here. And I think that's all part of it, so that we can do the appropriate repairs and do stuff that needs to be done on the boats and encourage recreation, so it's in line with what they do.
And he is scheduled, sir, I'm sorry. He is scheduled to go to zoning for a public hearing.
But I wouldn't even visit that until this is,
Right,
so we could
so.
just
They
cross
reviewed-
that off the calendar.
Yeah, they reviewed all his information at the zoning board meeting for setbacks and where the new building is going to be located. And they're the ones who suggested, yes, if you come here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not a problem, but we're
Yeah.
going through it, case advice and everything else
Yep.
like that. And if there's a height requirement, the width and length of building and stuff, we wanna decide on that. Too, if that needs to be in front of the zoning board.
If that needs to be on the site plan, well, that's not gonna be on the site plan, because it's not there.
No, but on your building drawings, even on your sketch, you want
Yeah.
a height, because
Yeah.
there's a height requirement.
Yeah, we already know.
It's gonna be more than 15 feet.
Yep, we already know that.
Because of the size of boats and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, okay, what do you want from us to do here tonight? Do we wanna go ahead, I mean, he's gonna need some kind of plan for special use permit.
It would make more sense for him to get a site plan and put the building on it and get all approvals at once for everything. That, why,
I mean, we could look at this as more of a concept,
yeah,
and then once the zoning's in place, then the following month, we could have a public hearing on it, for whatever has to happen. Okay, for the special use permit, which that isn't done anyways, so you'd still be within the time frame. Okay? So we want to make a motion to continue this?
I'll make a motion to continue the application till, the next month, would be,
It would be,
when's the zoning meeting?
April 15th.
April 15th is zoning. And that would have been for a public hearing for the other variances.
There's so our next meeting will be May sixth.
Mhm.
I make a motion to continue the application till May sixth.
Need a second? Polls?
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Snyder,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Yes.
Are we good?
We'll need a site plan in order to be able to make a motion on this or approval.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
stay in contact with Cheryl,
Will do.
okay? All right. Thanks, Tom.
Am I relieved?
Huh?
Am I relieved I can take off my book?
Well, if you wanna listen to all the rest of this.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is site plan amendment. Dana and Lisa Salvino, 7 Pennsfield Lane. Somebody here. Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
You got your retired or something?
I know we should say welcome back.
No, people keep stealing my hand jobs. I can't get out here. So tonight, here for lot 14 of the old Drakewood Farm subdivision. My understanding is the owners brought in the 1974 subdivision site plan a couple months back, and we were told to come back with an updated current site plan. So we took a look at it, we did for topo on the roadway and for the lot situation. It had existing perk tests done back in the 70s, and we went ahead and we tested the same spot, found the same good soil there, so it's a year-round system. This road now has public water, didn't have one shown back in the 70s, but we have public water, so to hook up the public water, gas and electric. Drainage on the lot is the same as it was back in the 70s. Drainage would go from north to south along property lines, and it cuts over that existing pond, and then exits up the back of the site. So it's pretty much just an updated site plan, current topo for the 1970s plan. Subdivision was created from the plat for that one. We went through, made JP happy, town engineer happy, health department's happy, water authority's happy.
Is JP here?
There's some-
Don't I look at it? Yeah, I'll just read through my notes from November. Lot was approved in 74. I compared the grading from the 74 plans to the modern lighter elevations that are available now. And it didn't match up terribly well, so we requested revised grading. And again, as David suggested, now there's public water. We wanted to make sure the septic was still going to be viable in the same location with grading changes. When sites develop on each side and then sit around for a long time grading things, sites can become changed with what they look like. And then the third thing, there were easement considerations, because this is still listed as a private road, and making sure that the easements for the water lines and other utilities are appropriate, and I believe those have all been addressed. So my concerns for this have been addressed.
Keith?
If you look at the plan, you can see on the eastern boundary, they're calling out a mapped easement, but not an easement that was recorded in the book of deeds. So we need an easement for that, drainage easement to the town. Other than that, I have no concerns.
So is that easement been reconfigured legally, or is it going to be, or is it to the town?
Well, according to this, it's a drainage easement, and that would traditionally be dedicated to the town. it looks like it was planned to straddle the boundary line. No idea if the neighbors got theirs recorded. I suspect that this wasn't recorded, that wasn't either, but that's not before us tonight. So their attorney would have to contact me. I would provide their attorney with the forms and tell them what they need to do to get it done.
Okay.
I just have a question, and this is, so there's a library page listed
Of maps,
for the east,
yes.
so doesn't that imply it's filed, or?
It implies that they called it out on a map that they were proposing it, but it never actually got recorded in the book of deeds. Customarily, the plan shows the proposed easements, and if the map is filed, it may continue to show it. And later, the easement document gets recorded in the book of deeds along with any other deed. Yeah. And that, so, I know this, it doesn't say library of deeds, it says library of maps, so that's the trick.
No, that's why they turned.
And that was something that we get caught on all the time from older maps like that.
Yes.
When they weren't required to file in the library of deeds, it was just on library maps, filed with the maps, and it was assumed to be a full-fledged easement. But in more recent times, you gotta go back and actually read the deed for it. Which took care of this morning, we sent the legal description to the owner, to forward to their attorney, we got that.
No big deal.
I have one more question.
Yes.
The road is still marked as private, although the town has been maintaining it for quite a number of years. I don't know if they're maintaining it by use for a number of years.
Mhm.